Hello, welcome to your August readings. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. For the month of August, as usual, I have two special sales offer available, and they are inspired in this current Leo themed season we are on. And one it's called The Lion's Roar. So obviously, this is a reading that focuses on themes of empowerment and where does your heart lies in the matter, if it's pulling its energy towards empowerment or towards disempowerment, and what you can do about it to meet your true heart's desire. And the other one, it's called Are You the Hunter or the Prey? So this is kind of a reading that looks into as well points of strengths and weaknesses, but in various aspects in your life, and also kind of provides some information towards what kind of tools, what kind of energies you should be bringing in to help you build your kingdom of power and happiness. So if you would like to know more details about those special offers or any other of my services, just email me. Or if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do so by following the PayPal link, which is also down below. Hi Leo, welcome to your August Tarot Vision messages. So looking here at the energy presented for some of you, it does feel like you're trying to overcome something that has left you feeling a little bit weary or depressed, or where there's this feeling of mourning and loss associated with a decision that has been made. In which perhaps you feel like you didn't have much of a saying or much control over. So I feel like some of you Leos during August are trying to overcome all the things that are dimming your light, all the things that are not allowing you to achieve an abundant state of being, an abundant mindset, an abundant heart space, a positive outlook in terms of your future, because some of you are also struggling with the future vision. It's like, I feel like some of you Leos know what you want. You really, really deeply know what you want. There's something here about knowing something deeply in your heart, in your soul, but you don't know how to get it. You don't know how to get close to that desire, to that vision, to that dream. It's like a sense of not being able to follow a path or find a trajectory that would lead you to your ultimate goals and desires. So the very heart of your reading is the Five of Pentacles. Is an energy that talks about lack, the extreme absence of energy, of abundance. Sometimes it manifests in some of you perhaps dealing with some material struggles, some financial struggles, or finding lack of resources, lack of quality, like a lack of quality of life in general, or a lack of a lack of health, a lack of support in your relationships, because many times as well this card talks about codependency and or abandonment issues. So some of you are struggling very in the center of your reading, so in the heart of the month as the main force, in which there will be developments. It feels like there's a lot of things that are being brought to your attention when it comes to the lack, the absence of something that you feel would provide to you emotional and material fulfillment. And again, I keep getting like some of you, it's about wanting to reconnect or wanting to reconcile with a past experience that you feel you have lost, or someone or something that you feel has passed through your life, Leo, as you also have here the Six of Cups and then the Five of Cups. So there's sense of disappointment, regret associated with the past. Some of you wish you could go back to the good old times. Some of you, there's this feeling of wanting to return to the womb, wanting to return to the energy of protection, right? And unconditional love that the motherly love offers. Some of you are really mourning, again, the loss of aspects of your youth in which you feel you were freer or happier, or just where that presence of love with family or with someone in specific was felt. It feels like, even though it's your season, Leos, some of you are kind of feeling off, off of the positive energy, the warm energy, the energy of positive outlook that the energy of Leo it's on its own holds. This is a specific message for some of you. I'm connecting. This is not for all of you, but I'm feeling like for some reason your season is actually shedding a lot of light into aspects of your life and of your own self that you need to work through and process because they are dimming your light. It's like a moment where all of that is like under some sort of scrutiny, all that it's wrong perhaps, or all that you have not yet fully dealt or healed from, because ahead there's this feeling of something great awaiting you, something great coming, but you won't be able to fully live it, if you're still being held back by energies that speak about, again, past attachments to emotional circumstances that are gone. The only thing that you can have, the only thing that we can really have to look forward to is the present and the future energy, because and if we and want to renew from the past experience, so renewal is possible, definitely. As you know, that in the Five of Cups there's still two cups behind the person here that it's mourning, but it's so focused on the loss of love, the loss of expectations, the loss of something, that it cannot see that not all is lost. There's still something there, but it won't see it. Again, the renewal is not possible. The turnaround of a situation is not possible if you don't change your perspective, if you don't change where you are applying some of that focus. So basically, Leo, some of you, this is all about changing where you're putting your energy, where you're putting your heart, your mind, your spirit, your creativity, your talents, your everyday effort, because you're so strong. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is in the unconscious here energy. So in you lies this very strong, tough person. I'm feeling like some of you have this, will to make up, like to get your point across during August. Like you will be stating something or saying something that is like a projection of the heightened state of being in which you want to affirm your ideology. You want to affirm your absolute truth. And for those of you, Leos, that this is not you, if you're not embodying the qualities of the Queen of Swords, you could be dealing with someone like this, most likely an air sign type of personality, such as Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, that has a lot of things to say to you, most likely. A lot of opinions or a lot of declarations of truths that perhaps this person is wanting to share, is wanting to state, is wanting to declare. Some of it might not be some of the things that, for some of you, this Queen of Swords will tell you things that might be a little bit hurtful or just touch some sensitive points, but I feel like it's what you need. Some of you, it's what you need to hear to overcome it, to open up, right, your eyes, because you're not seeing the blindfold of the Two of Swords, to open up your eyes to, again, the absolute truth of the situation, which is you're missing on something. You're missing on life. You're missing on opportunities. You're disconnected from your faith. You're disconnected from your dreams. especially for Leos that have been under some sort of depressive state for a while. It feels like there's someone waking you up out of that funk, right? Out of that, emotional negative imprisonment, is awakening you to truth that you have tried to suppress or deny because you believe you're protecting your heart, but in reality you're just avoiding, again, dealing with negative emotions. So again, Leos, for those of you that have been avoiding dealing with negative emotions, um, denying the existence of things that upset you, denying the fact that there are things in you that are so vulnerable right now, that just need a lot of comfort. It's like I also feel like some of you are seeking comfort, that feeling of home, womb, and as I said, the womb of the mother. It's like you're seeking some emotional support that would help you go through the motions of whatever this process of that feels like very undefined and scattered is from you. Some of you, it's about regret. It's about, again, perhaps wanting to recover a situation with this Queen of Swords, someone that perhaps you feel you have done wrong, or that you feel like you have hurt, or you feel like there has been some sort of fallout with this person, being that you were the responsible for it or the other person. It feels like you hold some regrets associated with someone, that is showing defenses. There's a duality here because in one side it feels like there's a lot of love and a feeling of emptiness due to the absence of this person, but in the other side it also feels like there's a lot of hurt feelings. So either you are hurt or this person is hurt, and both are, again, at a crossroads with the situation. There's a conflict, right? I do feel like, as for some of you, Leos, this energy might also translate in August, in some of you just admitting that you have been, you know, wrong about something. And I feel like some of you are also suffering with this need to admit the wrongs in you, the faults in you, the mistakes in you. It's like you can't handle it. The feeling, like the pride and your ego can't really stand the idea of you being the one responsible for something. And the guilt feeling, holding guilt, it's there, but acknowledging that it's there, it's your issue. I feel it's like you have it in you, the guilt or a guilty feeling, but you won't admit it or acknowledge it fully because you know that you can't really process or feel responsible for a sad situation, for a lost situation. You can't feel it in your heart to be your fault, because if you do, you don't know how to deal with it. You don't know how to overcome that feeling of being responsible for something. So there's a lot to be cleared here when it comes to the way also you receive, um, your feelings, because necessarily we all are imperfect beings. We are all learning. Sometimes we, without wanting to inflict pain on others, and others do the same to us, and there's always this back and forth exchange of energy, sometimes positive, sometimes negative, all purposeful towards growth and awareness. And so if you change a little bit, again, the way you're looking at it, it could help you, go through the motions of your own emotional crisis. I keep getting that there's a crisis feeling or episode during August for some of you that might be the center stage of your month. I'm sorry, the center stage of your month, because it's like you won't be able to move forward, or deny much longer a situation that is putting you in a position of great suffering, I have to say, or just the great discontentment. Again, I keep getting like some of you need to deal with this because there's something great awaiting you. It's like August for some of you Leos could be how can I say, like a pause button, even though again it's your season. I feel like there's a lot of things about mid-July and the retrograde time frame that might have brought up again the past, undealt emotional issues of the past, or circumstances, or relationship, or memories, whatever it was. So this retrograde energy feels like really brought up something emotionally complex to the surface that talks about wounds, and it talks about empty feelings and the feeling again of basic lack, being it materially or emotionally. And it feels like during August, the main focus for some of you, those Leos that I'm connecting, of course, is to stop everything else that you feel is a priority. Stop everything that you feel is of more importance than your own healing, and heal and look at situations, because there's again a turnaround. There's a solution to an emotional crisis or problem, but it needs to be looked carefully and truthfully. The Two of Swords denies truth out of fear, because he gets this feeling that the Three of Swords is coming, right? The heartbreak and the pain and the suffering and the disappointment will come. So it's when we have, thousands of reasons to acknowledge something, or a lot of red flags in front of us, but we pretend we don't see it, because if we see it, we have to acknowledge that there's a problem, and so we have to change something. And I feel like for some of you, dealing with something of your life or of your own in which this applies. And I also feel like you don't feel really understood. Again, the energy of the Five of Pentacles is like you don't feel understood, right? Or taken care of by those you're dealing with or close to during this time. Is like an absence of emotional support. Some of you should reach out. There's a feeling as well of you reaching out, asking for help, asking for guidance, asking for assistance. I keep getting like you won't do it out of pride, again, out of a fear of someone prying and looking into your heart and into your uh, wounds and using that against you, or using that it's like seeing parts of you that you yourself consider as being weak or wrong. It's like, again, a lot of feelings here that some of you just need to be honest with the process you are in. You need to also understand that everything you want to achieve is an extension of you. So if you're not working fully, appropriately, if you're not in a good space, the other things that are extension of you won't as well. So some of you that are facing financial struggle, delays, or communication or relationship complications, separations, disruptions, a feeling of not being able to get along, because the Two of Swords also many times talks about conflict. So it's when our opinions are so different, are so coming from such different places of understanding that they collide. There's a friction associated with the Two of Swords sometimes. So basically, anything outside of yourself that feels is not working, and you're pushing to make it work, those are signs of the universe for you to stop. Because there's this, again, a feeling of needing to first look towards this Five of Cups, what you're sad about, what you're mourning about, what you're disappointed about, what you feel guilty of, what you feel the past holds that you don't have anymore. How can you recreate something that used to bring you a feeling of just genuine love? Because it's possible. If we recreate experiences of the past, we can never go back to the past, but we can bring feelings and experiences that recreate past energies that used to make us happy. Like, there's so many things that we can do that sometimes we just don't see how can we can do it, but we can. There's a feeling of, because we don't take the power of the situation, we don't take control or ownership over that feeling. We just long for something we have lost, instead again of focusing on what we can attain from that experience and recreate it. It's never going to be the same, of course, but you're going to be able to bring into your life new fresh experiences that have that scent of familiarity that just suits your heart. And some of you just need that, a scent. I feel like there's something you need is just like a sense of um, familiarity with past references. Like perhaps some of you have lost a little bit again your way in life, or your path. It's like you're confused about your path in life. And so uh, recreating some sort of past comfort here uh, can help you not only be more like feel find ease into this process, but also gain clarity and again focus in terms of where you want the next weeks and months, where you want to go ahead and how you're going to do that. Because again, the feeling of being lost and scattered, especially in the first weeks, are strong here. As you go into September, I feel like you're still kind of disappointed or mourning something, but I feel like all of this is just um, it's just a feeling of whatever sad experience, whatever emotional disappointment or suffering you experience in August is a clearing, is a clearing of what has been keeping you from seeing truth. So when we don't see truth, we cannot see the way. When we are not seeing with truth, we cannot find answers. We cannot find answers. So, and I started your reading by saying that I feel like some of you are really looking for a way towards something. So again, a trajectory towards a goal, a relationship, a person, a dream, whatever it is. But first, before you can find that path, the pathways towards your dream, you have to look to the situation with truth. You know, the feeling here is like, you know, when our eyes are filled with tears, what does happen? We cannot see because everything is overtaken by the tears, and our eyes get swollen and we get a headache, and we're not able to think clearly, to see clearly what the truth of the situation, the truth of the matter is. So basically, that's the feeling that I'm getting here after the crisis and the emotional period. Is like after it's processed, you're going to be able to regain clarity, but you must be actively present in this process, because if you just lay back and let it happen and not do anything to open your eyes to the truth and to regain some balance between mind and heart, you won't find it easy even as you go into September. So I hope you have a great month. Thank you so much for all of you that have been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.